During the battle for Reach, Covenant ground forces tried to destroy the orbital defense generators by landing on Reach. However, the Marine forces, with the help of Spartans, were able to defend against the first few waves of Covenant forces. While some Spartans were sent to Gamma Station, the remaining Spartans were designated Red Team and deployed to Orbital Defense Generator Facility A331 to assist in the defense of the station. However, their transport, Bravo 001, was shot down, resulting in the deaths of 4 Spartans. Later, surviving Spartans discovered Charlie Company and were briefed on the situation, which led to Frederick 104 splitting the remains of Red Team into 4 groups. Team Alpha was tasked with eliminating an encampment of 10,000 Covenant and their hovering cruiser. Team Beta was tasked with defending the orbital defense generators. Team Gamma was ordered to retrieve Whitcomb, and Team Delta was ordered to secure the Spartans' fallback point at Castle Base. The ground force started closing on Facility A331, and Beta Romeo Actual ordered her team and the remnants of Charlie Company to leave. Meanwhile, the Covenant began the glassing of Reach after eliminating the powerless, immobile ODPs in geosynchronous orbit around the planet. During the final battle for Reach, the Covenant deployed thousands of ground forces to destroy the orbital defense generators. However, the initial waves of Covenant forces were met with heavy resistance from Marine forces, including 3 Spartans led by John 117, while sustaining significant casualties. The remaining Spartans, designated as Red Team, were deployed to assist in the defense of Orbital Defense Generator Facility A331. They were transported by Pelican Bravo 001, which was escorted by several GATL-1 longsword strike craft. 3 of the escorting ships eventually peeled off to engage pursuing Seraphs. The Pelican received instructions from Golden Arrow to head for Mount Torat, despite its severe damage. The crew informed Golden Arrow that Spartans were aboard, which changed their tone. However, the Pelican was ultimately shot down and crashed in the Military Wilderness Training Preserve in the Highland Mountains. The Spartans were forced to jump out of the doomed Pelican, resulting in the deaths of 4 Spartans, including Malcolm 059, and several others were wounded. Nonetheless, due to their familiarity with the terrain, the Spartans were able to mount a meaningful resistance against the Covenant. The Spartans who survived the Pelican crash stumbled upon the shell-shocked remnants of Charlie Company's Gamma, one near their crash site. Vice Admiral Danforth Whitcomb had assigned Charlie Company the task of recovering prototype Nova bombs from a base in the region. On their way to the objective, they were compelled to assist in defending the orbital defense facilities, with Gamma 1 stationed at generator A331. Unfortunately, as the Covenant approached the defense generators, someone at HICOM panicked and ordered longswords to bomb everything within 500 meters. This led to the destruction of the Covenant ground forces in that area, but also resulted in catastrophic friendly fire. Charlie Company was left with only 4 men, and its leaders, Lieutenants Jake Chapman and Buckman, were cut off from their subordinates. Upon receiving a thorough briefing from Charlie Company regarding the situation, the Spartans swiftly responded to a distress call from Whitcomb, who urgently requested evacuation. Taking charge as the Spartan commander, Frederick 104 strategized the division of the remaining Red Team into 4 distinct groups. Firstly, Team Alpha, comprised of Frederick 104, Kelly 087, and Joshua 029, embarked on a crucial mission. Their objective was to neutralize a formidable encampment housing 10,000 Covenant troops, all while avoiding any actions that might jeopardize the orbital defense generators. Damaging these generators would render them inoperable, inadvertently aiding the Covenant in achieving their own goals. This task demanded utmost precision and coordination. Meanwhile, Team Beta assumed responsibility for safeguarding the orbital defense generators, recognizing their pivotal role in the overall defense strategy. Their primary focus was to ensure the uninterrupted functionality and protection of these critical assets. Team Gamma, consisting of Lee 008, Anton 044, and Grace 093, received explicit orders to retrieve Whitcomb, whose evacuation was of utmost importance. With a clear objective in mind, they set out to locate and safely extract Whitcomb from the perilous situation, employing their specialized skills and unwavering determination. Lastly, Team Delta, comprising the brave Charlie Company Marines and 6 wounded Spartans, including William 043, Isaac 039, and Vin 030, took charge of securing the Spartans' fallback point at Castle Base. Their mission was to establish a fortified position, ensuring the safety and stability of the team as they carried out their respective assignments. Together, the Spartans rallied under the leadership of Frederick 104, utilizing their exceptional training, unparalleled abilities, and unyielding spirit to confront the imminent challenges. The success of their individual tasks would ultimately determine the outcome of this critical operation, with the fate of both humanity and the defense against the Covenant hanging in the balance. After being ignored by the Grunt-Zawaz, who mistook them for elites on a covert mission, Team Alpha hijacked 3 Banshees and made their way to the Covenant encampment. They utilized Fury tactical nuclear weapons within the shields of the Covenant ship to destroy the encampment and nullify the EMP effect that could have taken out the orbital defense generators. Unfortunately, Joshua lost his life during the process as he was hit by a barrage of light weapons fire from the 10,000 Covenant ground forces surrounding the cruiser. The surviving members of Team Alpha retreated to Castle Base, commandeering 2 Wraiths to clear their way through the remaining Covenant forces in the area. Meanwhile, Team Gamma accomplished their mission and withdrew to Camp Independence with Whitcomb, where they managed to survive the planet's partial glassing. Team Beta Red was tasked with defending Generator A331 alone, while Gamma 5 took refuge at Generator A412. The Covenant attacked A412 with 2 divisions, ultimately destroying the facility and leaving only 14 survivors. The remaining members of Gamma 5 gathered 2 Warthogs in a radio van and headed towards Gamma 1. During their journey, Recon 43 provided scouting and spotted a small Covenant force consisting of 3 Ghosts and 24 infantry. Despite being warned not to engage, they did so when they realized that the small force was actually the vanguard of a large armor convoy. The unit was presumably killed. As the massive Covenant ground force closed in on Facility A331, Beta Romeo Actual instructed her team and the remaining members of Charlie Company to retreat while the enemy was distracted. The team set up automated turrets before leaving, while the Covenant's massive armored convoy of 32 Wraith tanks and 600 infantry closed in. Gamma 5 used a drone to monitor the situation as the Spartans of Beta Red engaged in close combat with the enemy lines, allowing Team Delta and Charlie Company to make their way out of the area. As Team Delta and the remaining members of Charlie Company retreated, they contacted Iron Fist for extraction. However, the Covenant attacked with swarms of thousands, compromising the orbital defense generators and initiating the glassing of Reach. Despite their efforts, Team Beta was unable to stop the Covenant's advance. A member of Beta Red managed to warn Fred 104 that the generators were overrun before likely perishing in the attack. The UNSC Majestic destroyed the Covenant cruisers at Generator A331, but it was too late for Team Beta Red. Charlie Company narrowly escaped the blast and fell back to Castle Base with Team Delta, who lost all but 3 Spartans. The weakened planet had fallen to the Covenant with relative ease after weeks of invasion. Upon arriving at Castle Base, Catherine Halsey was among those waiting for them. During the space battle, the AI Doppler, who controlled Reach Station Gamma, was unable to destroy the vital information on board the UNSC Circumference, an Oni prowler involved in Operation Hypodermic. As the Covenant deployed troops to the station, Doppler reported the violation of the Cole Protocol to the Pillar of Autumn before self-destructing to prevent further violation. Captain Jacob Keyes responded by sending John 117, James 005, and Linda 058 to the station. Although they succeeded in destroying the nav database on board Reach Station Gamma, James and Linda were lost in the process. The team was able to rescue some Marines on board the station, including Staff Sergeant Avery Jr. Johnson and Privates Wallace Jenkins, Vicente, and O'Brien, who were evacuated by Pelican back to the Pillar of Autumn. Linda 058 was declared clinically dead, but there was still a chance to save her, so she was placed in a cryo chamber. Despite John 117's request for Lieutenant Hall to scan for James, who had been blown into space, they were unable to locate him. As the fight for Reach neared its end, the Pillar of Autumn landed at the ASZOD ship, breaking yards to get repairs, and received the Cortana fragment that Noble Team was tasked to deliver to Keyes. The arrival of Covenant forces at the shipyards led to troops landing and occupying most of the area. Despite this, the docked Autumn was able to fend off the Covenant attackers. Upon reaching the outskirts of the ASZOD ship breaking yards, the remaining members of Noble Team, Carter A-259, Emil A-239, and Spartan B-312, were sent by Carter to deliver the package containing Cortana's fragment to Keyes. Carter then sacrificed himself to destroy a scarab, giving both Emil and Noble 6 valuable time to complete their mission. Emil and Noble 6 fought their way to the shipyards and joined up with surviving UNSC ground troops. Keyes then ordered the Spartans to clear landing platform Delta for his arrival to collect the package. Emil took charge of a mass driver to provide cover fire for the Autumn, while 6 eliminated the Covenant troops on the platform. Keyes arrived in a Pelican to personally retrieve the package from Noble 6. But a Ket-pattern battle cruiser suddenly appeared, heading towards the Autumn. Keyes ordered Emil to destroy the cruiser, but he was killed by a pair of Sangheili zealots. The Spartan was able to kill the zealots, but he died, leaving the mass driver unmanned. With the cruiser approaching, Noble 6 volunteered to take control of the gun. After Keyes retrieved the package from Noble 6, he returned to the Pillar of Autumn and readied the ship for departure. Meanwhile, 6 commandeered the mass driver and successfully eliminated several enemy aircraft, including Phantoms and Banshees. However, the Covenant cruiser continued to approach and prepare its energy projector to take out the Autumn. With no other options, 6 aimed directly at the ship's exposed glassing port and fired, causing a massive explosion that severely damaged the cruiser. After eliminating all hostile forces, the Pillar of Autumn lifted off and fled Reach, entering slipspace soon after. A dozen Covenant ships followed in pursuit, while the rest remained behind to complete the glassing of Reach. Meanwhile, Noble 6, who was stranded at the shipyards, valiantly battled the Covenant invaders. Canonically, Noble 6 held out for several hours, and the last stand eventually involved an entire Covenant army, complete with wraiths and a variety of air support. So the Covenant as a whole clearly thought of 6 as a massive threat, and not just another bug to be stamped out. And the elites, of course, saw a massive opportunity to bolster their honor.